Assalamu alaikum and welcome to this small trailer introduction. It's the first time I do one of these, so I hope it's gonna land well on people. But I want to share with you the upcoming season, which is gonna be the season on the farm, where I met and spent a couple of days with my colleagues, with my teachers, and my friends in a lovely farm in Pescadero, California. This farm is called Fitra Retreats, if you want to look them up. And I can't go into the details of how beautiful and lovely and just like mindfully amazing this farm was, because that would like just need one full episode by itself. But it's fair to say that I, through this training, connected with earth, with nature, with the ground, with the land, with the skies, with the ocean, with everything around me, pretty much a lot of the time. And I appreciated how Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has created this earth and this world and all the galaxies, and they're made so beautifully and so intricately and so perfectly that not a single time I would be looking, whether at the ocean or at the trees that were shading us or at the land that was giving us what we needed from nutrition, did I not think of how great and how lovely and how magnificent Allah is. So this alone would just like need a full episode by itself. But yeah, what I would love to share with you today is my journey as someone who's always interested in learning and growing um, and being in a place where I could learn from others and I could connect with professionals like me who are maneuvering this world, wanting to bridge gaps between what we know about sciences and about our fields and what we also experience as humans and as believers and as people who believe in not just a physical world but also a metaphysical world as well. So I'm going to talk a bit about this training and I'm processing this up till this day. And I'm reflecting with you right now as we're doing this. And this training is by Dr. Abdullah Rothman, who was my teacher in Cambridge Muslim College. And I've been connecting with Dr. Rothman for quite some time since the training or since our diploma 2 years ago. And he developed this method called the Shifaa Method. And it's also in collaboration with Ustaza Samin, who is also part of this. But throughout this training, we did some online sessions and then we met in person. And there's one thing about my resistance to learning methods that would require me to do less and sit down more. And interestingly, both of my trainings, whether in Gestalt therapy or in Islamic therapy, both of them highlight or underline this need for the therapist to take a step back, to sit down and to allow the work to unfold. And gosh, this is one of the things that I have some sort of resistance to. And I noticed it in my training here because I wanted to do things. I wanted to be productive. I wanted to help the patient more. And I wanted to do more than just be present and connect and be there with them. And I always find myself leaning towards that instead of leaning into my chair, realizing that I'm there, I'm present, I'm with them. And the healer, the Shafi, the ultimate Shafi is Rabb al Alameen. And I'm just a tool who's there to be present for the patient, who's there to support them, who's there to have the honor of doing this work with them. And yeah, that itself just grounded me for a second, because we often think, and I'm talking about myself, that we are the healers or healing is in our hands, and that if we can just like give the magic potion to the patient, they're going to be better. And it's often not the case. And it's often why a lot of the times therapists get frustrated with patients not improving or feeling that they're stuck or. While a big part of reality is that we are there and we're present, and we are a tool in their healing journey, but we are not the all healers. We are actually endowed or given this responsibility, which is a great honor and responsibility. And the work that we do with the patient is not just compounded to the room that we sit in. And this is exactly what this method really underlines and highlights and identifies, that our work is not just together with the patient. To be a successful Islamic therapist means that you're someone who is doing dhikr, you're someone who is taking care of their body, you're sleeping well, you're eating well, you are moving your body, you are in the remembrance of Allah during your day. You're someone who is trying to have an effective and actually like a fitra-based lifestyle that is essentially connecting with Rabb al-Alameen and with his creation and with his earth and with his creations as well. So essentially we can deduce as one point is that to be an effective therapist means to be effectively living with Allah outside sessions as well. So a lot of the work that we do with patients is also mimicked in what we do as people outside of these sessions, which is something that we rarely ever learn about in grad school or in our trainings. We're usually always taught what should we do with the person himself inside the room. We rarely learn about not self-care, about actually how to live and how to have a meaningful, fruitful life as therapists and as people who are in this humanitarian field. So this is one of the things that is emphasized in this training that I found deeply impactful for me. And I found my presence in sessions really changed as I feel it, from when I'm constantly surrounded by concrete walls, and I have low connection to the earth and the land and my soul and my spirit inside of me. And the second thing about this training is that we are essentially not just bodies, we are souls. And to connect with the soul means that we are connecting with the whole body itself. We're engaging our faculties, we're engaging our heart, we're engaging our chest, we're engaging our breathing, we're engaging everything inside of us, that when it's present, when it's in accordance, and when it feels like it's there and it's connecting with Allah, with Rabb al-Alameen, then we could. And right there is where the work starts to begin. So there's this arc called the therapeutic arc that Dr. Rothman talks about. And I'm going to share just a bit about this because I think it's important just to give some context. So this arc is a way or is a roadmap for us to remember as therapists that our work is rooted in mercy. It's rooted in the mercy of Rabb al-Alameen, of his rahmah. And we always need to be merciful on ourselves and on our patients. When we arrive, we need to make intention and we need to feel present with ourselves and with the patient. And we're going to go through this journey and through this process of being present with what is, being present with what we are holding in our gut, in our stomach, in our legs, in our shoulders. And we want to explore, what is that? What's happening? And to do that, we don't just explore it with our thoughts and our words. We could engage our parts of the brain that need a bit more of picking. We want to engage with metaphors. You want to engage with some visualizations. We want to engage those creative parts of us, which I also found some resistance to, but I'm slowly growing on that. And we want to uncover what we call core wounds and what's really beneath everything that the patient is bringing in. And this is to really say that with awareness comes responsibility, and with awareness comes this not resentment, not it might come with anger, but our role here is not to become resentful on everyone in our lives and everyone in our past. Our role here is to show up with our wounds, to be present with them, to explore them, to have that capacity to go through them, to walk through them. And we could do that with the mercy of Allah and with the mercy that we're trying to embody in ourselves. And then we reach a point where there's more of an acceptance to what is, accepting the pain, accepting the truth. And only when we accept, and this is so interesting because it's also in Gestalt therapy, and that's the paradoxical theory of change. Only when I accept that I am somewhere, I can actually move and become in another place where I want to be. And that's where real transformation happens. And that's when we need to integrate and we need to invite divine presence with us to know that we can't do this on our own. We will always, always, always be dependent creatures on Rabb al Alameen. And we need his support and we need his wisdom and we need his his love and mercy to be showered upon us. And sometimes the difficulty is accessing that. Sometimes the difficulty is the connection with Allah or maintaining that connection. And this is where the real work happens. And this is where and this behind the scenes as therapists, when we're also working on our connection with Allah, when we're also working on our alignment with our values and our priorities and our tradition, that's when we can also see a real change happen. So there's so much to say about the training, but I'm going to be short about this and I'm going to stop it here. And hopefully, inshallah, we're going to be hosting Dr. Abdullah Rothman as well soon on the episode or on the podcast. And therefore, I would love to say that the upcoming 3 episodes are recorded on this beautiful farm in California, where I sat with some of my colleagues, and I wish I had the time and the capacity to record more episodes because there were like really, really brilliant people who were present with us at this training. So we are going to be having an episode on psychiatry with Dr. Arman. We're going to be having an episode on ADHD and salat with Hala. And we're going to be having an episode on psychosis with Imtithal. And each episode is unique by itself and it's a unique flavor. And it just gives you a taste of the type of people that are engaged in such settings and spaces and how fruitful and meaningful these conversations are. So hopefully you'll give the first episode with Arman a listen soon. And I hope that these episodes will reach your heart and reach wherever you are, even if you weren't on this farm with us, that you can have this same sensation and same feelings with you as well, inshallah. All right, see you soon.